Our focus is to portray the cultural history of Climax and surrounding area. We were established in 1981, and most of our collection is settler-based. However, we do have some Indigenous items as well.
It was kind of going into decline, and Marina and Paul took it over, and they're doing a fabulous job here.
The museum was going to close, so I wanted to get involved, help the community. They've, over the years, contributed to collections. We've had volunteers. We have a number of events throughout the year. We want the museum to be sustainable. We want to reach the public and the youth.
I remember Climax when there was probably, I think, about 500 people here. I'm not even sure how many are here now. Teaching these young people about the history of the cattle industry, or farming for that matter, it gives you a good feeling, you know. You feel like you're accomplishing something and preserving our history.
Climax is the high point of a story. The early settlers decided that that would be a great name because they really thought they were going to reach high things. It derived its name from a character called Lady Plushbottom. She'd come from Climax, North Dakota, and she was the one deemed to name it.
The early homesteads in this country were about the year of 1910. My great-granddad actually was one of the earliest, and he told me he could remember the land south of the White Mud when it was all just grass. There was no buildings, no fences, just a sea of grass.
When you visit the museum, you get an idea of what it might have been like to live back in 1910. There's something of interest for everyone, including a barber's chair, a ring from World War II. It says "Death to England" because it was worn by a Nazi, and an original safe from 1923, as well as one of the only fire drags that we know of that exist in the province from ranch history.
They were manufactured in the States, and I believe the year might have been 1906. Harry Otterson, who was a manager for the Bloomland and Cattle Company at the time, he brought 4 of them up here. That's about what they had to fight fire, them huge range fires, you know. They were terrible in the early days. I believe there's only one other one in Saskatchewan, so they're almost a thing of the past, you might say.
When older people come in, they often see items that they recall from their youth or their grandparents' youth.
I remember this store downtown. Everything came in bulk pretty well. They bought 100-pound sacks of flour. 25-pound sacks of oatmeal was another thing that was quite common then. Plastic was not even heard of hardly then. They sold a lot of them. I think there were a pound can of tobacco and a lot of cigarette papers. They sold a lot of them. There was actually 2 barber shops in this town at one time. Our one barber, he was a bit of a philosopher. He had a lot of different sayings. One of his sayings was, "We walk in dust a lot more than we ever walked in mud in this area." The blacksmith was a real important part of every community. They were repairmen, because people didn't have money to buy new stuff. They had to repair the old. So it was a lot different than nowadays.
Museums are important today. They're vital points for preserving the oral history, and that is important to our identity. The stories associated with the items is really important. So that's why we encourage people to come. We learn as much from you as you might learn from us.
If you don't support your local business people, you soon won't have them. And I say this museum here, if it wasn't for Paul and Marina, it'd have probably closed now. A lot of people drive by, don't realize it's here, and it's well worth coming and seeing. There's a lot to see here.
We hope that you'll come and visit us. Please give us lots of notice if it's off season, and we'll do our very best to accommodate you. Hope you can visit.
If you have program ideas you'd like to see on MaxTV Local, let us know at SaskTel.com/local.